Temple for a dog. The river is rough. It is monsoon time and all the water from the mountain is gushing forth. You don't know what filth come with it, so better be careful. Nagema warned her husband, Somadeva. I know it. I have been bathing in this river for the last 35 years. Nagama, without taking a dip in its sacred waters, I won't be purified. After bath, I have to go to the temple to start my daily work. I have so much work to do. I have to wash the idol of the deity and adorn it with fresh flowers. I have to do it every morning before the devotees come, said Soma. He was the priest in the nearby Siva temple situated on the river bank. I agree, said Nagama. But it is not yet dawn. You better take your dog Channan and a torch with you. I have kept one for you there. She pointed towards a corner of the veranda. There was a palmier leaf torch was kept ready for its use. Channan was his faithful dog. It used to follow its master wherever he went. When he entered the temple, he would sit at the temple gate until he returned after puja. Generally, it was for 3 hours. In the meantime, Channan would keep himself busy by chasing birds or squirrels or wagging its tails at the sight of an acquaintance. Channan was very alert and watchful. His eyes detected dangers on the way. The dog used to kill snakes and other reptiles which were harmful. As a result of that, Nagama always wanted Channan to accompany her husband. Channan was Somadeva's bodyguard. The first streak of light had not appeared on the sky. It had rained the previous night and the sound of frogs and crickets could be heard. The cries of crickets and frogs attract snakes. Be careful, Nagama warned again. When Channan is with me, I don't fear snakes. Somadeva consoled her with a smile. He started to walk fast to the river bank with Channan. He did not light the torch because he thought that very soon it would be dawn. And moreover, the way was familiar to him. He could walk up to the river bank with his eyes blindfolded. The river was in full spate. Its other bank could not be seen. Without losing time, he got ready for a dip. After removing his clothes, he was about to take a plunge when Channan started barking. The dog was not only barking but also circling him at full speed as if to prevent him from proceeding further. What could it be? Thought Somadeva. The dog was generally crazy and used to behave in a funny way at times. So he tried to push it away to one side and go forward, but he couldn't succeed. Then the dog started moaning at the top of his voice in a peculiar way. It also started scratching on the ground and digging with its claws. But the master wouldn't listen. It was getting late for him and he had to have his bath before losing time. He put one leg in the water and then the other. Very soon he was neck deep in water and then he saw a strange creature coming towards him. At once the dog jumped over his head and the next moment it was the mouth of a crocodile. It was in the mouth of a crocodile. The crocodile dragged the dog away and that was the end of Channan. Soma shouted, "Help! Help!" He was afraid to go deeper into the water and save his pet who sacrificed its life for him. Both Nagama and Somadeva were very sad. They built a temple in memory of the dog and observed the anniversary of its death every year. The temple exists even today and the practice of observing the anniversary continues. In the valley of the hill region lived a few Brahmins and others. These people often went up to the hill to collect firewood and grass. Once a woman, while cutting grass, sharpened her sickle on a stone. The stone happened to be one of the long forgotten stone idols inside a shrine, and blood oozed out from it. The frightened woman called out, and people ran to her rescue. One of them was a Brahmin priest who understood the situation as he saw a divine light around the place. He performed puja from the ingredients found in a coconut shell and the flow of blood stopped. He also made arrangements for the performance of daily puja. Gradually, it became a big temple and it attracted a number of devotees. Durga, the deity of the temple, could control evil spirits who had increased in number at the time, and when The shrine was unattended and neglected. One such evil spirit was that of a Yakshi. Yakshis are capable of assuming any form, usually of a beautiful woman. Yakshis generally accost wayfarers in lonely places after nightfall. They suck the blood of the victims and leave them lifeless. In olden days, people used to protect themselves from Yakshis by talismans prescribed by village magicians. One night, a Brahmin priest staying in another village was on his way to attend a festival in the Durga temple. He had to walk some distance to reach the temple. On the way, a beautiful young woman joined him. The priest had to stop on the way at his teacher's place to give him a prayer book. The teacher was on a guru, a learned man with divine powers. He could recognize evil spirits from others, and if anybody touched him, he could also see the evil spirits quite distinctly. The Guru, seeing the woman, understood who she was and asked the disciple to look at her. Touching him, he did so and was shocked to see the ugly, gigantic Yakshi. The Guru gave him a few pebbles and a towel to save him from the Yakshi till he reached the temple. He had to throw a pebble each time when she came very near, and then she would recede to some distance. Again, when she came near, he had to throw the next pebble. The Guru had given him 8 pebbles, and the poor Brahmin found that after throwing the last pebble, he had yet to cover a few more steps to reach the temple. The Yakshi wanted to take advantage of the situation to catch him, but she could only catch hold of the towel of the priest's shoulder. As she did so, the strong hand of the goddess came out of the temple to rescue her devoted priest from the clutches of the Yakshi. That's all, folks.